let's look at Revit tags. A lot of commands in Revit where you're placing objects automatically will tag for you. For example, the door command has a tag on placement option. The window command, same thing. What that basically means is when you place the object, it will automatically create a tag for you. Now, the value placed in the tag will probably or very likely be random, but don't worry, you can, after the fact, modify what that value is to fit more into what your plans are for this project. So when you are placing these objects, you'll see that we have a number of options when you have tag on placement, such as horizontal versus vertical. So if I were to place a window here, note the positioning of the text. It's vertically read. Now that can be modified after the fact to make it horizontal, which I'll show you in a minute. You'll also see a tags button, so you may want to use a different type of a tag, so it lets you select a different tag. There's also a leader option. Now a leader option lets you create a tag that has a leader line attached to it. You can use that whenever you're sort of cramped for space and you want to be able to drag that tag away. So I'm going to hit escape here. Oh, and this is a default distance between the objects created and the tag. Let me hit escape here. When I pick this tag here, you'll see here's where you can change it from vertical back to horizontal. And you can remove the leader line as well. And a tag has a grip, lets you move it around if you need to. Let me change that to horizontal, this one. If you have a leader line, you have a grip that lets you add an elbow to that leader line if required. Notice that all three tags say the same number, and that is because they are all the same window. So if I want to change the value of a tag, I can click on it twice, not double click, but click once and then click again, and I could give it a different value. Now this prompt here says, you're changing one, do you want to change them all? You say yes, and all other instances of the same window are automatically tagged, or the tags change. So what do you do when you have objects that are not tagged but should be tagged? Well, in the annotate ribbon we have our tag command, or panel I should say. Tag by category lets you tag one by one. I'm going to set that back to horizontal here. And so I can move my mouse over objects and it will display the appropriate tag. So that's a door tag. I'm going to turn off leader as well. Door tag. There are even stair tags. So you can, if you need to identify specifically how many risers and what the measurement of those risers are. So if I were to tag this door and this door, notice the numbers are not the same, unlike the windows. The doors are different because even though they may be the same style of door, they could have differences in hardware and so on, in operation maybe even. So that's important when it comes to creating your door schedule. So let me hit escape here and let's take a look at some of the other options. Tag all allows you to select specifically different tags, or groups of tags I should say, and have it automatically tag all of them versus you having to pick them one by one by one. I'm not going to talk about all these, but multi-category lets you use tags that are designed to tag multiple types of objects at once. There are no default multi-category tags because it's not used all that often. You'd have to go to Load, go to the Annotation ribbon, folder, and then select a multi-category tag, which either an existing one or one that you may have created. Material tag will be interesting or of interest to you because if you double-click or if you select a section, remember a wall is not just a bunch of lines and hatching patterns. It is defined as materials. So a material tag will allow you to identify what the materials are based on what you select. So in this case, I am going to want a leader line, and if I pick this and drag off to the right, it's putting in an automatic leader with an elbow if required. Now, it's lowercase lettering. We know we don't like that, but if you escape out of the command, click twice, or just one sec here. There we go. You can replace what that says with whatever is appropriate. So the beauty of it is, of course, that it will show you whatever the material is as defined in the properties of that particular wall assembly. So going back to the floor plan view, another command that creates tags automatically is the room command, as you well know. So with the room command, tag on placement is default. If I remove that, you'll see that it creates the room without the tags. So if you need to add the tags after the fact, then you can go back to the Annotate ribbon and pick Room Tag, and it places that tag. And here's another one right here. And something you need to be aware of is that I've just finished creating 2 rooms, or adding 2 room objects and tagging them. If you duplicate a view without detailing, so just pick Duplicate, it creates a copy, but it does not include tags. Tags have to be added after the fact. Well, the rooms are still there. If I move my mouse around, you can see that the rooms are still present. They're just not tagged. Don't use the room command again to try to create a room with tags. You're going to use the room tag command, like so. You're going to use, I hit escape there, tag by category to add in the appropriate tags on the appropriate objects, if required. Okay, that's a brief overview of tags.